Assalamu alaikum everyone, this is Sulaiman, your Arabic teacher from seedsofilm.com. And a huge welcome to all of you to our third episode of Why We Love Arabic. My third reason for why the Arabic language is just so amazing is simply because of its huge influence on other languages around the world. You know, just off the top of my head, I can think of languages all over Africa and Asia which have been influenced massively by the Arabic language. You might not notice it today so much, obviously, because they don't use Arabic script anymore. You know, maybe 100 years ago, there were countries like Turkey. Longer ago, like 900 years ago in Spain, they would have used the Arabic script. Loads of places across North, Central, East and West Africa that use the Arabic script, and all over Southeast Asia as well. But obviously today, they don't use those scripts anymore. So in this video, we're just going to be going over sort of the vocabulary that has been adopted from in other languages, which has come originally from Arabic. So the first one I'm going to start off with is the language Swahili. Some of you who have studied Africa in any capacity, or specifically East Africa, will know a language called Swahili. In fact, the word Sawahil comes from the Arabic word Sahil, which means the coasts. So Sawahil, the shores, Swahili are the people who live on the shores, people who live on the coasts. And the areas where Swahili is spoken as a native language, you know, on the shores of East Africa. But to give you an example of a word, for example, that comes from Arabic, which is in Swahili today, the word safari. The word safari, where you travel and go and visit animals and stuff. Some of you guys might have even been on safaris in East Africa. The word safari comes from the Arabic word safar, meaning a journey. A musafir is a person who's traveling. So that's the first one. That's Swahili, a language that Arabic has influenced. The second language is Swahili's neighbour to the north, the Somali language. If any of you don't know about it, I have another channel which is about the Somali language. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It's called Sam of Somalia, so you can go and check that out. In the Somali language, there are loads of words that have come from Arabic. I mean, some people have told me as much as like 50% of the words in Somali actually come from Arabic. Although it's a separate language, it's not a dialect of Arabic. There are words that include the verb sharah. Obviously, the verb shariha is a verb in Arabic meaning to explain something, or the word al-bab is a word in Somali for door, and bab is the word door in Arabic. The third language to have enormous influence from Arabic is the Spanish language. Spain was an Arab country for around 800 years, between about the 8th century to about the 15th century. I think it was 1492 when the Arabs eventually were forced to leave Spain. But any word in the Spanish language that you come across that begins with al, that's the Arabic definite article al, meaning the. So we have loads of words like that in Spanish. You have the word albondigas, which means meatballs, I think, and that comes from Arabic. The word alfombra comes from Arabic as well. Even some words like the traditional food al paella, the word paella, there are some theories that I've read about that the word paella actually comes from the Arabic word baqiya, because paella is made out of like the leftovers, things like rice and bits of fish and stuff like that actually make the paella, and the word baqiya means leftovers in Arabic. And the last example, the fourth language that the Arabic language has influenced so much is actually our own language, English. Our word zero comes from the Arabic word sifr. Of course, it was Muslim and Arab mathematical scholars who were the founders of place value. So that's why the English word zero comes from the Arabic word sifr. After the World War, British soldiers, when they referred back to England, they would refer to it as blighty. And like I've been told by some of my lecturers at university that the word blighty actually comes from the Arabic word beledi, meaning my country. So when people during the World Wars, when they were referring back to their own country, they referred to it as blighty, and that apparently comes from beledi. So despite the fact that the Arabic language is officially only spoken in countries in the Middle East and in Africa, it actually has an influence far wider than that. Even languages as far away as English, or as far away as Malaysian and Indonesian, and even as far south as languages in Nigeria like Hausa, and languages as, you know, as far sort of southeast in Africa, even as Swahili speaking areas like Mozambique. So undoubtedly it's an amazing achievement of the Arabic language that has had such influence in the languages of all of these countries. That's it from me for now. I hope you enjoyed the third episode of Why We Love Arabic, and if you enjoyed this video, and I hope you did, then please don't forget to like and share it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.